Today we're going to take a look at the I-9 form, which you'll have to submit for every job that you start. And I'm here going to, talk about a few details that are always wrong for most people, or whenever dealing with production assistants who do paperwork for a lot of background. I would always see the same mistakes. I'm going to outline them here. So I've got the I-9 in front of me. And the first few pages are just instructions. So we're going to skip those because it's really long and boring. You're going to scroll. And of course, all of that does not need to be submitted when you turn in your I-9. We only want to hear page 7 at the bottom and page 8. And then there's more instructions, although the very last page is very useful and we're going to talk about it later. Okay, let's talk about this. So, very simple, last name, so last, and then first, and then your middle initial, which doesn't want to tabulate to, but boom, why not? Other names, address, 1, 2, 3, 4, and again here write legibly. It's important in case we can write on we can read your address on a different form. At least we have the I-9 that contains everything about you, and we can use it to contact you. It's really important. Address, apartment, if there's one, city, let's use Los Angeles for the sake of the demonstration, and I hate when it doesn't tabulate to the right place, but here we go, California, zip code 90001, and date of birth. Alright, so the first thing here is you notice that the date format has, the year with 4 digits. Apparently sometimes some people can be stricklers about this, so might as well put it the way the form asks for, but I haven't run into it myself, but I've heard stories. So let's say your date of birth is 01/01/2001, one too many zeros, why not? And then your social 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Again, very important that you put your complete social in this document because that goes to the government. Email address, so we'll do this for the sake of the example, and telephone number. Wow, this form really doesn't want to tabulate anywhere. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. Boom. Well, ideally here it doesn't auto format, so we're gonna format it a little bit better. It's always easier for the person who has to read it. And boom. Okay, so that was a super simple part. Now we're gonna go to what's a little more complicated. So basically you have to state what you stated on your start form already, or if you do this for the first time, then you'll just do the same on the start form. You have to say whether you're a citizen or a non-citizen. That's pretty rare occurrence, or a lawful permanent resident. So these are for people who have either a green card or permanent authorization, or work authorization card. One or the other, and so the USCIS number will be usually on the front of that card. It's something like 3 digits and a dash and a few more digits and a dash and a few more digits. And finally, we have the alien authorized to work. It could also be a work authorization card here, or it could be a No-1 visa. So in there, you would put the expiration date on one of those documents. And finally, you would put, again, the number that is on the front of the card, or if you only have a 994, you'd put that number here. I've never seen anyone fill this part here. If you obtain mission number from CBP, but again, it could apply to you, so that's where you'd put it. Your signature, and very important, the date, again here in the correct format. So let's say, it'd be June 1st, why not? So 06/01/2016, boom. So the bottom part usually is empty. I've run into very few people who need a translator to fill 99 usually when they work on set. So we're probably going to skip that. For the little PAs that I'm talking to, maybe that have to check those when they receive them from background actors, just make sure that the date of birth is not today's date. People will do that very often. And that the date here is present that the form is signed. These are 3 very common mistakes. Let's skip to the next page. So that's where people also screw up all the time. First off, little box here that no one ever sees. Not dramatic if people don't feel it, but basically it asks for a recap of your last name and first and middle initial. The reason is that these two pages could be printed on one document on either side, or they could be two separate pages, and so you want to be able to match one with the other. And then we'll go to list A, B, and C. So as you can see here, it seems like a very difficult complex concept for a lot of people. We've got list A or list B and C, meaning that we're going to either do that one or we're going to do this and that, not this and that, not just B, not just C, but either A or B and C. And in order to figure out what documents can be mentioned on this document here, on this I-9, we can go to the next page that gives you all the possible options. Most often we're dealing with a passport or green card / work authorization card for a list A employee. And we're dealing with a driver's license and a social security card for list B and C. That's the most common occurrences. I'm going to say though, when you deal with someone who has a work authorization card or a visa, it's probably a good thing to do foreign passport. Actually, no, it's the one here. So foreign passport, and then you want to grab the I-94. I-94 is something that can be retrieved online. If you go to Google, type I-94 and follow the instructions, you'll be able to retrieve that information, and you can attach the document to the I-9 alongside with a copy of whatever visa you have. But anyway, that was just a quick mention. We're going to stick to the basic examples here. Okay, so let's say I'm at list A, so my document is going to be a US passport, and then, oh my god, this form is horrible. And then issuing authority, we're going to say US Gov, that works. Document number will be my passport number. I don't know how many digits that is, but whatever. And expiration date, whatever date is on the document. And again, we're going to format that, boom, let's say 2020, like this. So actually, before I jump to B and C, let's say you are one of those people with an O1 visa, then you're going to say, first you're going to use your passport. So let's say, like me, you're French. I say French passport. And your authority will be the French government. I don't know why I did a Russian accent here. And then the number, the expiration date. And then you're going to go to the second box and you're going to enter the I-94 form. And usually the authority here is USCIS, or you could put like Homeland Security, something like that. You're going to put the document number, the expiration date, and you're good. Simple as that, and just make sure to attach this document with your I-9. Oh, little wrong tabulation here as always. Make sure to attach the documents, because otherwise the paperwork will be delayed, and your payment will be delayed as well. Okay, let's look at list B and C. So if you don't have a passport or you want to use other documents, you're going to do your driver's license here. So boom, driver's license. The issuing authority is going to be the state that issued it. So for me, it would be California DMV, but it could be something else for you. Document number is going to be my license number, 123 something, whatever it is, and the expiration date, of course. And I'm just going to keep the same date for this example. And then we're going to go to the social. Here it's super simple. Document title, it's a social security card. Boom, you can abbreviate. Issuing authority is the Social Security Administration. Again, I'm going to abbreviate to go faster. Document number is going to be my social security number. So really easy to remember at the top of your head. And then the date, sorry, again, we're going to put whatever. Actually, no, for social security card, there's no date. So we're going to put not applicable. And that's pretty much it. A few notable examples, especially for minors. Instead of a driver's license, it could be a state ID, or you could have a school ID card. As long as the card has a picture on it, a school ID will work. That's for list B. And for list C, for a minor that does not have a social security card, it might happen, you can use a birth certificate. I'm going back to list B for a second. If there's no school ID, there's no nothing, then the next step is either getting a letter from a doctor who says this person is who they are pretending to be, or who they are saying they are, or you could use a some sort of medical record from the hospital, something like that. The purpose of this page is to prove, one, the identity of the person who's working, and two, that they're legally allowed to work. So list B in that case is proving the identity of someone, and list C is proving that they're allowed to work. List A does these two things at once. Okay, we're going to keep going down, and we're going to look at the section that needs to be filled not by the person who fills the form, not by the employee, but by the company representative. So right now I'm addressing the little production assistants who are working on set and collecting these forms. This is your job, not the AD, not the production coordinator, not anyone, to sign this. It is your job, as you are the person who is collecting this document and supposedly in charge of verifying that these documents exist. So when someone gives you this form, you're supposed to say, hey, I need to see your driver's license and your social security card. I need to see your passport. Of course, not always possible. So it is what it is. And I would say with someone who's a US citizen, it's probably fine, but always ask to check, if not for the real thing, just for a copy of the document, an email or something like that. When it's a green card or a visa, you always want to check. So again, first day of employment would be whatever, if we're working. If it's June 1st, we're going to do that. The date's going to be the same here. That's the date you're signing a document. Ideally, you want to do that the same day. Your signature in there, your title, so it could be, a production assistant or a set PA or whatever it might be. Your last name, your first name, and then the name of the company, so the movie, LLC. The address of the company, 1234, address, and the town, and you get the rest. We're going to do our little California 90005, whatever. And from that, you're done. The things that people will always screw up are they will not get the A, B, and C correctly. So they'll just put one of these documents in the wrong column. Very often they'll switch B and C, so you can just draw a little arrow that points to the direction, just signal that the student needs to be swapped, or you can just rewrite whatever if they put it under A. But ideally, you should take a look at that and try to correct it before it goes to payroll. That's about it. As I said before, the last page just has a lot of valuable information, so just keep that somewhere in your back pocket. This way you'll know exactly what people can submit. As you can see, I mentioned before, but we get school ID, or where was the school report card, clinic, doctor, daycare, nursery. All of that is usable for a child under 18. That's about it. Hopefully this was helpful, especially for you people who have to deal with a lot of I-9s when processing background. And I'll see you in the next video.